RET asks you, but raise your hands for me again, who all watches Survivor? I know you don't all, and that's okay. Okay, you got about half of you here. So for those of you that don't watch, shame on you, what's wrong with you? No, I'm just kidding. Best show ever. Not kidding. Let me give you a really, really quick synopsis of Survivor. Survivor is a game show, basically, where 20 people or 18 people are dropped off on a deserted island to fend for themselves. Now, through the process of the game, they have challenges. And when you win a challenge, you're safe, and you have what's called immunity. That's your win. If you lose, you could be voted out of the game. So you start the game with 20 people on a deserted island. You compete, you win or you lose, and you vote people off until the very end. There's one person standing, and they're the sole survivor who gets $1 million check. Okay? Now there's 3 goals to win Survivor. They are outwit, outlast, and outplay. Outwit, outlast, and outplay. So I'm going to talk about challenges that have to do with outwitting, outlasting, and outplaying. And these things that I'm going to bring up this morning, I feel like are things that I've dealt with, but I know that you guys are dealing with or have dealt with as well. Now let me just start my talk by saying this. There is nothing extra special ordinary about me, right? Like we're all special, right? But there is nothing special about me that gave me any ability to overcome anything or get on a show like this. There's a few principles I followed in my life that I'm going to share with you guys that I hope will help you too. Because like myself, every one of you already are a survivor. And some of you may be thinking, how do you know I'm a survivor? I know you're a survivor because you're sitting here. You're sitting here, right? I like audience participation, so you can say, right? Are you breathing? Okay, good, just making sure. So we're already all survivors by nature of us sitting here and breathing. And what do survivors do? They survive. Survivors survive. So the first challenge I want to talk about is one that hit me smack in the face way before I got out here to the island. And that first challenge is confidence. You know, we all, at different times in our life, deal with low self-confidence. How many of you ever, well, I'm not going to make you raise your hand because if you didn't, then you'd be lying. We all deal with low self-confidence at some point in our life. And my clicker is not clicking over. Maybe you can do it for me back there. I want to talk about outwitting your low self-confidence. And what does it mean to outwit something? It means to whoop. We already saw that one. It means to trick it or deceive it. And here's the thing, just because you don't feel confident doesn't mean that you don't have to act confident. Just because you don't feel confident about something doesn't mean that you don't have to act confident. What you have to realize is that you are amazing and you are awesome the way that you are. And you act on those things, whether it's telling yourself that you're confident, whether it's telling yourself that you're good at something, that's what you have to do to move forward. Because you know what we do? We all talk to ourselves, right? So you may look in the mirror and you be like, I'm no good, my clothes aren't cute, I'm not cute, nobody likes me, blah, blah, blah. This is all self-talk. What you gotta do is change that self-talk and be like, no, I am good at a lot of things. I do have confidence, I can do what's in front of me. So, when I applied to be on this show, it was after I went through a major obstacle in my life, which I'll talk about in a couple minutes. But I went through a really long casting process. I had a lot of testing, a lot of doctors, a lot of live interviews with Jeff Probst, the host of the show, and a bunch of people. And what they said to me is, I went through all this process, and then they said, we'll let you know 2 weeks before you're supposed to leave if you made the show or not. 2 weeks to leave for 7 weeks. That's how long I was gone, with zero contact with my family. So I get the call on the way to a Minnesota Wild game. Yep, we want you to come, we want you to play in Survivor 33. I'm excited for about 10 minutes, and then I think, what in the world have I gotten myself into? Immediately, the negative self-talk. What were you thinking? You can't go on Survivor. You don't even like camping. My idea of camping is hotels. I don't like sand. I don't like bugs. I don't like sleeping outside for sure. And I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, I'm not the most athletic person on the planet. I know you guys are surprised. She's supposed to be like, oh, really? I thought you totally looked athletic. So I'm thinking, what in the world was I thinking applying for this show? Immediately, lack of confidence. And here's what my kids, God love them, said to me right before I left for the show. They're 16, 18, 20, and 23. Mom, whatever you do, don't get voted off first. Well, thank you so much for the vote of confidence. And I got to the island, and like I said, you do these challenges, right? You saw some of them on there. Now, I'm no challenge beast, of course. And before every challenge, you guys, I was so afraid that I was going to lose the challenge for my tribe. If I did that, I would have been sent home. So I was so afraid every challenge. But you know what I did? Before every challenge, I just said to myself, okay, you can do this. You can do this. You're not going to be the weakest link, and just went out there and gave it my all. Did I win any immunity challenges myself? No, but I didn't lose any for my tribe, and that's what was most important. Now, when you get on something like a TV show, one thing that escaped my mind for some weird reason was that I was going to be in a swimming suit on national TV. Just think about that for a moment. For the guys in the room, you're probably like, who cares? For every girl in the room, imagine being on national TV in your swimming suit. There's a certain level of vulnerability and confidence that you have to override that low self-esteem to be comfortable in a swimming suit on national TV, especially when the other tribe mates show up and they're all, young, and they haven't had kids. They don't look like me. But I had to tell myself in that moment, you know what? I don't care. I'm 45 years old, I'm a mom of 4, and you know what? I don't care what I look like in my swimming suit on national TV. I had to talk myself into that. Because if I would have been worried about what I looked like in my dumb swimming suit the whole time, I couldn't have competed in the challenges, and I wouldn't have done well. Now here's the thing. Part of the reason that we struggle so much with our self-confidence is because we're comparing ourselves to everyone around us. Now when I was in high school, which was a while ago, I didn't have social media, right? I love social media. I use social media. But I didn't have to compare myself to social media all the time. You guys are posting nonstop. Everyone's posting nonstop. But you ever notice nobody posts their ugliest picture ever, or their mess, or their crap? They always post the best stuff, right? So we're always looking at everyone else's highlight reel and comparing ourselves to everybody else's best. And that damages our confidence. We have to be happy about who we are, the way that we are, and you should be. The second thing that we run into about social media is bullying on social media, or people just being flat out mean. If you can go back to that slide with the tweets, I'm going to you guys ever heard of mean tweets on Jimmy Kimmel? Okay, so that's like when celebrities read all these mean tweets about themselves. Now let me just say this, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not saying I'm a celebrity. I am not a celebrity. I live here in Elk River, I'm not a celebrity. But there were plenty of mean tweets going out about me during this show. I'll tell you a couple of my favorites. Ice cream sundae does not deserve a question. Really? Okay. Shut up with that question, Sunday. These are some of the tweets that were going out. Sunday, bitter Sunday. This is my favorite. How much would you like to see Sunday Burquest return? 78%, not at all. Boo. I could have let, and there were many, 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 many more than this. I could have let those things stop me in my tracks. But you guys, what is said about me on social media is not me. I'm me, not what is said about me on social media. You are you, not what's said about you on social media. So there's 3 positives I'm going to keep coming back to today when I talk about these challenges, and they're your immunity, they're your win. The first one is your foundation. Your foundation is how you view yourself. What you say to yourself when no one is around. I am good at things. This is what you need to be saying to yourself. I can do what I want to do. I have the ability to go to college. I have the ability to finish my story. I have the ability to overcome obstacles. That is your foundation. Second is your focus. What you need to focus on is the positives about you. Instead of focusing on all the things that you can't do, you need to focus on the things that you can do, right? Last is positive friends. You need to surround yourself with people that make you feel good about yourself. On the flip side of that is you need to be the person that makes other people feel good about themselves. Have you ever had one of those friends that's always putting you down and then they always follow everything with, just kidding? You know those people? Those aren't good friends. They're not good friends. Surround yourself with good and positive friends. The next challenge I want to talk about is outlasting obstacles. How many of you have had obstacles in here? Everybody should have their hand up. Here's the thing, guys. Sometimes we expect life to be perfect. I got a newsflash for you. Life's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. It's not about finding a perfect life. It's finding a way to manage and overcome the obstacles that you do face. One of my biggest obstacles came on April 11th, 2012, when I received a call from the doctor's office telling me, you have breast cancer. Completely turned my world upside down, turned my kids' worlds upside down. I had 7 surgeries, I had 8 rounds of chemotherapy, I had 28 days of radiation. And about a year and a half later, my doctor said that you're cancer-free. And while that was news worth celebrating, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I didn't feel free. I didn't feel free. I had a lot of depression and anxiety that followed me after the breast cancer. And it was an obstacle that I had to work really hard at overcoming. Now, fast forward 4 years, and I find myself on Survivor. And I'm going to show you what happened on April 11th, 2016, 4 years to the day of me getting diagnosed. That's this next video. Oh boy. Are you still in mine? It's okay. Okay. If you're in my Gmail, will it work? We love these guys that'll work with this stuff under pressure. I'm going to set this up a little bit while he gets this. This is a challenge called the Ocean that actually happened on the same day that I was diagnosed. You see, when I went out to Fiji to play this game, I had decided I was going to bring those after effects of cancer with me, the depression and the anxiety, and I had decided I was going to leave them on that island. And I ended up having a challenge on the very day that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. They did my confessional with me, my little interview ahead of time, and they said, what would it feel like to you to win today on the very day that you were diagnosed? And I said, you know what? It would be like kicking cancer in the butt. That's a good point to like clap and say yes. Yeah. So we competed that day. I competed with my Gen X tribe, and we did win Immunity Challenge that day. And that's not because I'm special, it's because I didn't give up. I'm just gonna outlast. Here's the thing, you guys can do exactly the same thing. You may not end up on Survivor, probably most of you won't, but you will have moments in your life where you know, this is the point where I overcame. This is the point where the obstacle did not overtake me, I overtook it. And that's the place that you want to get. Again, we're going to apply those 3 positives. Your foundation. When you know who you are, you know you can make it through anything, no matter how bad that it is. And I know some of you are thinking, yeah, but you don't know what I've had to go through. My parents got a divorce. I failed a class. I'm stressing out. I'm not going to get into college. All these obstacles you're thinking of. But I'm going to tell you something, there is positive in every single negative situation that you face. I look back on going through breast cancer and I can find positives all along the way. One of them I'll quick share with you is I went to my son's football game a few days after my last chemo treatment. And you know, football is a short season. So I had decided I am not missing a game his senior year. So I don't feel good. I'm sitting in the stands. He's playing for Osseo. He comes out on the defensive starting line, and I look, and he's wearing pink cleats. And he's got pink gloves on in my honor. That was a positive. That was a positive. So you guys, when you're overcoming obstacles, know that you can get through them. Focus on the positives, and again, surround yourself with people that are going to help you get through. People that will actually listen to you. Have you ever called a friend and tried to say, you know, this is going on, and they blow you off, right? They don't listen to you. You need friends that are going to listen to you and help you get through. The next challenge we're going to look at is we're going to talk about outplaying stress. How many got stress? I know you guys got stress because it's the end of the school year. I got stress too. We all face stressful situations. I'm going to tell you about one I had on this island. We were at tribal council where you can get voted off. I'm going to set it up for you a little bit. We had 2 tie votes in a row. 2. What happens on Survivor when you tie vote is you have to do something called go to rocks. When you go to rocks, you pull a rock out of a bag. And whoever gets the black rock is going home. You are giving up potential of winning $1 million by sticking your hand in a bag for a rock. Can we put that one up? Uh-oh. Okay. Well, I had the rock draw ready to show you guys. It's a $1 million gamble. Talk about stress. I stuck my hand in a bag, hoping to come out with a white rock. Guess what? I came out with a white rock. But you know what? Even if I had come out with the black rock and got voted out of that game, my life wouldn't be over. Survivor's a TV show. Even when negative things happen to you, you need to focus on the positive and realize your life is not over just because you're facing something hard. Stress is something that we all deal with, guys. We all deal with it. It's just a matter of how you're going to deal with it. And do you know how I handle stress? I focus on, again, my foundation. I know what I'm made of. Sometimes it takes something hard for you to know what you're made of. But I can guarantee you, you are much stronger than you are giving yourself credit for. When you want to manage stress, one of the things that I do is I'm stressed out when I have 100 things in my head at one time, right? Write them down and get them out of your head. And then prioritize the things that you need to do. It will help you reduce stress. What I also do is I ask myself, worst case scenario, what if I don't get this done? What if I fail at this? What if you don't? What if you fail? Guess what? You're gonna fail. Guess what? It's okay. Do you know it's okay to fail? You'll actually learn more that when you fail than when you succeed. It's okay. So I had to get through that stressful moment, just like you guys have to get through your stressful moments. But you are made up of everything it takes. Again, going back to your friends, pick friends that are gonna help you get through stress. If your friends are causing you stress, they're not good friends. Right? Anybody got friends that cause stress and drama? I've had a few. It's time to say goodbye. Goodbye to friends that cause stress. You got enough stress on your own than to have friends in your life that are adding you stress. Now here's the thing, guys. The bottom line of all of this, of outwitting that low self-confidence, of outplaying those obstacles that you face and outlasting the stress, is one simple thing, which I know you've heard before. Don't give up. Don't give up. Do we have the last one, do you think? Nope. Okay. Can I have the last slide up, though? Yes. Okay. Sorry, guys. We did work on this ahead of time. Go blah, 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 blah. Here we go. La, 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 la. Next one. This one we don't have access to either. Okay. Oh, back. Oh, here, let's watch this. This is my not giving up. Let me tell you something about this challenge. I said to Jeff Probst, the host of the show, before we started this, I said, you made up this challenge for one reason and one reason only, to laugh at us. To laugh at us trying to get across that sand. It was like embarrassing and really hard. But the point was, it was inch by inch to get to the finish line. That's how life is, guys. Inch by inch, step by step. Life is like an obstacle course in the Survivor Challenge. There will be things you have to go over, through, and under. We always think we're the only ones in the challenge. We think everyone else's life is perfect and ours sucks. But the truth is, everyone goes through crap, and your life doesn't have to suck because of it. All you have to do is keep inching forward with your positives that we've talked about, your foundation, your focus, and your friends. I'm going to leave you with this. Remember what I told you. You already are survivors. So I want you to say this after me. Survivors survive.
Survivors survive.
Okay, now like you mean it. Survivors survive.
Survivors survive.
All right, you guys have been great. You can follow me on Twitter at @SundaySurvivor, not now because your phones are put away. But later, if you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, you can go ahead and do that. Thanks, you guys.